right, Matrixx and Rhodes Show supporters. Well, let's get to some of the freaking out that's going on out there after Mark Zuckerberg decided to make a very big move on Facebook and Instagram, Meta, towards something more feasible when it comes to quote-unquote censorship. And what they are doing over at Meta is they're actually doing away with fact checkers, and they are adding many more, I guess you would say, pro-MAGA supporters or Republican supporters to the company as Mark Zuckerberg tries to, I'm sure he's realized, he's watched the growth of X since Elon Musk has taken over. He's also developed a pretty good relationship with Dana White over at UFC, who obviously is very pro-free speech, and he's decided to change the look of the company. One of the biggest problems, and they've lost a lot of people, Facebook, is the fact that they have censored so much of what it is Republicans and conservatives have said on the platform over the last several years. I know a lot of people just quit going on there. Now, a lot of people are still on there because of, it connects you to family, etc. But Mark Zuckerberg has taken the opportunity of Trump getting put back in the office to make changes in the company. Now, that in itself should be scary because, well, that tells you how much pressure the previous administration / current administration, Joe Biden, and we all knew and we've all heard, Mark Zuckerberg has come out and famously said how much the administration was putting pressure on them to censor Americans. Well, there's a lot of reaction to this. The liberals are freaking out. They're having complete fits. Let's just start with Joy Reid over at MSNBC. She's having a meltdown. I mean, it's hilarious. You've got MSNBC having a meltdown over Dana White. That's hilarious. So, and it's pretty cool. Brett Kavanaugh and Dana White are both getting put on that board over at Meta / Facebook. I hate that Meta thing. I really do. That Meta. Ugh. Anyway, let's take a look at this and see what it is Joy Reid's got to say as she's losing her mind over free speech becoming a thing. Boy, if that doesn't scare the hell out of you the way liberals and progressives looks at free speech, I mean, that in itself should send a shiver of fear down your spine, especially when you look at what's going on over in England, Britain, all these places, and how they're cracking down on people, giving jail time for memes and social media posts that they find offensive.
Why would conservatives think fact-checking is biased against them? I mean, what are you sharing if you keep getting fact-checked for false information? Think about it. What were conservatives sharing on Meta that was getting flagged so much? Are they spreading false information? And why were they so eager? And why are Republicans in general so eager to end the idea of fact-checking? What are they trying to share? What is the motivation for not wanting it to be fact-checked?
Okay, so let's just keep it real. What she's calling false information is really just information, because we've watched the rise of citizen journalism and the fact that we've also seen the meteoric rise of the legacy media just flat lying to you, of which she's a part of, right? Over at MSNBC. They're terrified because their voices are becoming less and less and less important. I think we saw that from the election. So, this is MSNBC. This just so happens to be the Readout blog over here. This guy, Jahan Jones, and this guy's a left-wing lunatic. He's really concerned over the Meta's board makeover. So, last week I wrote about Meta's promotion of Brett Kavanaugh, associate Joe Kaplan, to lead the global policy, the latest in a series of corporate moves that have made the tech giant much more Republican-friendly in recent years. So it wasn't Brett Kavanaugh, but it was Joe Kaplan, his associate. And Meta wasn't done with the MAGA makeover. You see how they do. To kick off the new year, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram have announced a host of disturbing new policies that are going to actually provide free speech. There, I cleaned it up for you. That includes ending a fact-checking program. Thank God. It's supposed to become more community notes oriented like X. Precisely as Meta welcomes more political content on its platforms in favor of a system similar to community notes on X, which has become a hotbed of right-wing extremism and misinformation. Oh, wait, the truth. Okay, there, I cleaned that up for you too. Meta also will alter its content moderation procedures. Several tech watchdog groups have condemned the fact-checking move. Meta also announced that Trump ally Dana White, the CEO of UFC, will be joining Meta's board of directors. Good. Seems like Meta is becoming an unmistakably pro-MAGA company, and we should all beware. Now, keep in mind, you know how absurd that sounds, but you've got liberals and progressives because they got a couple of people on there that's now talking a little more pro-conservative on CNN, calling it a right-wing network. It's still a loony left-wing a nutbag cesspool of crap over at CNN, but you just bring a couple of alternate voices over there, and the progressives and the liberals lose their ass. I think, I got to be honest, I think it's hilarious that Dana White's part of this board now. And him and Mark Zuckerberg, I mean, Zuckerberg's training MMA, and I don't know how much, Zuckerberg and Dana White are involved with some kind of a friendship or whatever, but obviously they got some kind of a relationship there in order to for White to land on this company's board. So, under a post announcing White's addition to the board, Meta employees, they're freaking out, by the way, sounded off about the new addition, which some offering praise while others slammed the decision. According to post first viewed by 404 Media, the tech publication also reported that some posts criticizing White's controversial behavior in the company were quickly flagged by members of the company's internal community relations team. In one post, a member of the moderation team said that posts were, quote, flagged for review, and it was important for employees to maintain respectful work environments, refrain from insulting other employees. Well, they should. Shouldn't be able to insult other employees. Insulting, criticizing, or antagonizing our colleagues or board members is not aligned with community engagement expectations. The IRC team appears to have left some posts criticizing White up, NBC reported, but the posts related to his personal life were flagged. Oh, so they're big mad. I mean, literally, employees at Meta are so mad they're criticizing Dana White internally and on their company post, and so they're personally going after him. Well, look, if you work at any company, you can't personally go after the guys on the board and other employees on a personal level. You can't do that. Yeah, you get terminated. You lose your job. That absolutely is a thing. By the way, it's a thing that's been around forever. I worked 12 years in the corporate world. Yeah, if you did that, we terminated you, and we had somebody box up your shit in a cardboard box and walk you out the front door. You can't do that. I mean, it's like harassment to employees and threatening behavior and all that kind of thing. They don't like it, and he got nothing to do with all that. They don't like it because they know he aligns with Trump, and you got left-wing lunatics at Meta. Now, what Zuckerberg, and look, nobody should really lose their jobs, but you also run the risk of some sabotaging going on, and that's why ultimately Elon Musk had to get rid of a lot of people and then sort of rehire and level the playing field so there's a more equal footing and voices at a company. You get my point, all right? I mean, I'm sure they are freaking out right now. Community notes. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're going to see things that's going to trigger them. I got a feeling they're going to have some internal issues at Meta that eventually you're going to see some lefties just getting triggered and quitting, probably. Hilariously. I think it's hilarious that they're this upset. It's hilarious that they're this upset about free speech. It's also frightening that anybody would get triggered over free speech. But hey, I don't have 14 booster shots at this point. Sorry. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.